Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Hope you all had a wonderful Purim. Got a glimpse into your real self and a clue as to what's stopping you from being you. And you still have time to think about it and make the changes you need to make and continue to observe those simple rules for holiday observance in the only holiday where God is mentioned nowhere and which we make part of our lives. This is about you celebrating the goodness of you and doing those things that you do that make you part of a community of billions and billions of people who are all the same. We're all connected. One time or another, we all perform acts of charity and kindness. We all honor appointed times, not just Purim, but all special occasions. We remember and we reread or watch the story of Esther as told in so many different ways because it is a story of dedication, a story of love. And we enjoy a celebratory meal. It is the dominant way of celebrating occasions because there is something special and communal about the breaking of bread. It's a ritual that makes strangers friends and friends family. It's not about Purim. This is what we do for all celebrations. But the festival of Purim is also known as the Jewish Carnival of Happiness, commemorating the rescue of the Jewish people during the ancient Persian Empire from Haman, the man who planned to destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews in a single day. It's been tried before. It took Esther the queen, who wasn't sure she had the ability to do anything, till she was reminded she might have been created for just this one moment in time, to prevent the destruction of her people. It looks like the big and little Satans did the world quite the favor, and it brought the Middle East into the 21st century with hope and promise of peace and prosperity. The witch is dead, and how can anyone mourn the removal of this disease and an affront to decency and further projections of hate dominating reason? We seem to have entered a new world fueled by hate. Let's hope it's not too late. Let's hope common sense can take hold. Trying to make some sense of it all, but I can see it makes no sense at all. Is it cool? Go sleep on the floor, 'cause I don't think I can take it anymore. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And there are clowns and jokers all around. And just like every year, there are new Haggadim telling the story of the Exodus. There are also new portrayals of Purim. They tend to be far too political and take completely away from the reality or gravity of just what this holiday actually means. They are projections of a different kind of hate, personal, mob-fueled hate. One of my favorites this year had the U.S. president as Haman. But of course the real Haman is the Ayatollah, who sent a progressive nation back into the Dark Ages, suppressing all human rights and freedoms, a ruthless dictator who wanted the extermination of all Jews in Israel. And to many, the new Esther is the U.S. president, who some believe was chosen for this moment in time. And just as Haman was hanged in a beautiful sense of his self-made karma, so too is the individual who sponsored terror and hatred the world over, but particularly in the Middle East for close to the past 50 years, faced his karma. He's finally gone, and the Persians have the ability to rise from the dust of history, like the phoenix from the flames, as we are on the threshold of their new year, their new time. Let's hope they make the best of it, because coming up, of course, we have the March equinox, which is the first day of spring and the Persian New Year, Nowruz, New Day. This year, it also coincides with the true beginning of the Hebrew year, which occurs on the 1st of Nisan. And why is that important? Well, and the 1st of Nisan is the 20th, spring equinox. We read in Exodus 12:1, the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you." It's the beginning of the year. The year begins with spring. The lunar calendar changes the date a little, but early rabbis believe the day of creation, the Big Bang, occurred with what they called the lightning bolt of creation on what was the vernal equinox, always somewhere between March 20th and 22nd. A day of total balance, equal light, equal dark. The choice of how you want your life to go as you are teetering on the balance. And the ancient rabbis believed that the first 12 days represented the 12 months of the year. And so you could paint a picture of how you wanted your year to unfold. The Hebrew calendar It is the first month of the religious year. It's called the first of the months of the year. It's called Nisan in the book of Esther, in the Tanakh, and later in the Talmud, which calls it the New Year, which we call Rosh Hashanah, head of the year. So let's all come together. Let's take back a world built by love and gather now as a like-minded group, a collective consciousness of seeker showing any and all faith, love, any and all love, a true chavura fellowship. As we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together, we're individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her their own way. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all to gather and share. From Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, come together. Hine Matov. Shevet Ahim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Shevet Ahim Gam Yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. Community. Together. We support each other in this community, so let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is your setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your sacred place to honor and converse with whatever you happen to believe in, because we all believe in something. It's part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. And it is goodwill, energy, light that we send to help heal whoever you know that needs healing. Healing and renewal is for everybody. Floats through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. And a part of that healing of the world is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. So let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers always for those in need of assistance. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them because we want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us, for those close to us, for Ronnie and Connie. For my Leos, even though I know one isn't really, but who continue to teach and put all of themselves into their lessons, always there to monitor and guide. For dear Lily, always happy in her service. For the fairy godmother, we all have one. For lovely Eleanor, always learning. For the study group and their families. For Corey and Sherry and Alan. For Gabe and Lana. For my friend Carson. For Luke and Drake, Bonnie the elf. For Ruth, Roberta, for Shelley, who we continue to wish health and happiness always. For Winston, Inura, John and Fern. I'm still looking forward to seeing them shortly. Marie and John, Dory and Gloria, for Tally and Mayim, for Nina and her twin Linda, for Danny, for all those suffering and in need. And let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, all of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everyone you know in need, and for the whole world, and for Devorah. We pray for those who need prayer, friends. It is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Mishaberach. Let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing, because we call upon God to heal as He's healed before. Mishaberach, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. And this week we're going to see Aaron thrust into a new role as we read tisa, when you take. This week we begin a necessary process we all go through. We move from inspiration and idea to formulation, creation, manifestation. It's a process we go through in all of our ideas and all of our breakthroughs. More details for the enhancements of worship are coming. We begin with two amazing formulas. The formula for anointing oil and the formula for divine incense. Wouldn't you love to try them both? I know I would. But we are told they are both for exclusive use only. They are for sacred purposes. They are for God alone. Good sense, innocence, crippling mankind. Dead kings, many things I can't define. Occasions, persuasions, clutter your mind. Incense peppermints the color of time. And we meet the artisans who will create the adornments we are told all about. The ark, the menorah. It's not Moses who will fashion these. It's the artist, the creative, who blend beauty and form to function. Just as we need to blend art and science, intellect and emotion, idea and vision to create anything of value in our lives. This is the introduction of artists into the world of the sacred. There is a conjoining of science and art, mind and feeling, intellect and emotion, balance to fashion the great tools of worship. Those that can combine the two spheres, who blend left and right brains together in the service and honor of God, the glory of God shines on in all. And it is the honoring, the celebrating, the spiritual comprehensive feeling of connecting to the unifying power of creation that people have sought and continue to seek, sometimes throughout their lives and sometimes only find and become part of on death. We just had the great epiphany. 10 rules for life. What's the priority? If you had to pick one, what would it be? Do not murder, you think? What else might get that nod? Doesn't that strike at the heart of humanity? Well, we're actually going to be told what's the most important. Exodus 31:13. And you, speak to the children of Israel, saying, you shall observe my Sabbaths, because it is a sign between me and you through your generations to know that I, the Lord, make you holy. You shall observe the Sabbath, because it is a holy thing to you. One who desecrates it shall be put to death. Because anyone who does work in it, that person will be cut off from among his people. There you go, not murder, Sabbath. What an odd one. It will be emphasized to the people many times. Why the Sabbath out of all the commandments? Well, one of the reasons is it is a sign between me and you. As the sign of the Noahic covenant is the rainbow and the sign of the Abrahamic covenant is circumcision, so the sign of the Israelite covenant at Sinai is the Sabbath. It's more important than people realize. I was fascinated that it was the object of Charlie Kirk's last book. Sign participates in the thing that it symbolizes. In this case, it is about combining the cosmic with history. It sets the history of human events that begins with Genesis 1 in the context of the very nature of the universe. It makes time holy. The Sabbath is so incredibly important that a violation of the Sabbath bears an extraordinary punishment. When he finished speaking with him in Mount Sinai, he gave the 2 tablets of testimony to Moses, tablets of stone written by the finger of God. So in case you were lost, God has been giving instructions to Moses, and the people and he are separated, and actually have been for about 40 days now. God gives him the tablets of stone written by the finger of God. Who wouldn't want to see those? Meanwhile, back on earth, Exodus 32:1, the people saw that Moses was delaying coming down from the mountain, and the people assembled at Aaron and said to him, get up, make gods for us who will go in front of us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up from the land of Egypt, we don't know what has become of him. And Aaron said to them, take off the gold rings that are in your wives, your sons, your daughters' ears, and bring them to me. And the Lord spoke to Moses, go down, because your people whom you brought up from the land of Egypt has corrupted. This is what I want you to think about. We're about to read the story of the golden calf. So quick are the people to turn on the revelations they just received. It's followed by Moses' destruction of the tablets of the covenant, and a great misinterpretation, possible mistranslation, and saddled description of Moses that has led to stereotype to this day. The golden calf has been with us for the last 3,500 years. It may have undergone some changes, but what are the golden calves of life? And for everyone, they may be a little bit different, but for many, they are very similar. Certainly gold, money, fame. These days, probably crypto. But how about power, influence? Maybe control is a modern golden calf, or some pray at the altar of power, maybe prestige. We're so-called influencers, who primarily are never experts in any subject, influence the mindless masses or mob around them. We've moved far from just considering money as the new image of God. And maybe, just maybe, the newest acknowledged but perhaps oldest of all, and perhaps the most destructive of all of the golden calves, is the ego. The meek shall cause tower to fall, make of you a pyre of flame. You who dwell on many waters, rich in treasure, wide in fame, bow to your God of gold, your pride and might shall be ashamed, for only God can lead his people back into the earth again. Oh God, pride of man, broken in the dust. Now that Quicksilver Messenger Service tune from 1967, Pride of Man, it appeared on Gordon Lightfoot's first album, was written by an actor, Hamilton Camp. Pride, ego. The downfall of so many, so much. We are attached to ego. But our true self lies in the soul, and the differences between them are huge. Ego seeks to serve itself. Soul seeks to serve others. Ego seeks outward recognition. Soul seeks inner truth. Ego views life as competition. Soul sees life as a sharing gift. Ego seeks to preserve self. Soul seeks to preserve others. Ego looks outward. Soul looks inward. Ego feels lack, but soul feels abundance. Ego is mortal. Soul is eternal. Ego is drawn to lust. Soul is drawn to love. Ego seeks wisdom. Soul is wisdom. Ego enjoys the prize. Soul enjoys the journey. Ego causes pain. Soul brings healing. Ego rejects God. Soul embraces God. Ego seeks fulfillment. Soul is eternal wholeness. Ego is me. Soul is we. The mystical episode of the Golden Calf, Egel Hazahav, is one of those ancient memories that stays with the collective souls of man. The golden icon was conceived as the terrestrial throne or platform for the deity, having precisely the same function as the cherubim over the ark. Moses was gone. People needed a new leader. The calf was the new leader, as they would have imagined God riding the calf. But this story is also a call for people to reflect on what golden calves they erect in their own lives. Where do you put your treasure? Your time, your attention. Why did Aaron do this? Did he think Moses was gone? What did he believe in? It is a perplexing question. What made Aaron make a golden calf for the people? It's the great bane of man. It comes from doubt and fear, the things which still imprison us. He says he simply threw the gold in the fire and out came the calf. Not quite the truth. Aaron's fear got the better of him. That brings us to one of several important mistranslated words in this reading. Exodus 32:4. And all the people took off their golden rings that were on their ears, brought them to Aaron, and he took them from their hand, and he fashioned it into a mold and made it into a molten calf. And they said, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt." And Aaron saw, and he built an altar before it. The word that's used is vayera. That's the word for "and Aaron saw" in Hebrew. In the original Hebrew text, before vowels were added, it also could have meant "and Aaron was afraid." That makes a lot more sense and tells you why he did what he did. Fear. How much fear still rules you? Moses destroys the golden calf and the tablets written by God at the same time. So we all saw the movie. He goes back to God, confesses to what he did, and this time God tells him to carve the tablets and write on them. Right, so God dictates him. I don't know about you, but we had a set written by God. Now to replace them, a set written by Moses. Talk about lunch bag letdown. They're not the same. There are minor differences from the ones spoken aloud over Sinai. Moses came back down the mountain, and we get our second major mistranslation. Exodus 34:29. Two great mistranslations in one part. And it was when Moses was coming down from Mount Sinai, and the two tablets of the testimony were in Moses' hand. When he was coming down from the mountain, and Moses had not known that the skin of his face was transformed when he was speaking with him. And Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, and here, the skin of his face was transformed, was shining. They were afraid of going over to him. His shining face became the myth that Jews have horns because of the similarity of those words, particularly from the Latin from which most translations came from. Right, so instead of shining, it became horns. Just as we need to blend art and science, intellect and emotion, idea and vision to create anything of value in our lives, those that combine these two in the service of God continue, and the glory of God continues to shine in all. You can be the light up above, or the mirror that reflects its love. Shine on. Help me be clear. Shine on. Take away my fear. In the real world, I know love is all. Please show me how to answer that call. Shine on. Show me it's true. Shine on. Help me understand you. Would that we understood instead of hoping to be understood. Yes, my friends, the world's sacred. So as I begin it, express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those you love, share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone. An end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate with each other, we love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let's all send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do. Learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell the people you love that you love them. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything is linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But always do so with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who have hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness, your ability to be mindful, aware, present in all of circumstances of life. Love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief and what it means to you. Never accept shame as a natural state, because whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We're here to help each other, because we're each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support in our lives. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them, tell them what they mean. We are reminded to remember our relationship with God, with the Creator, with the universe, whatever term appeals to you. Put your ego aside. The great hidden golden calf that all carry, its desires are transient and belong in the realm of all things that must pass. Sunrise doesn't last. morning. Cloudburst doesn't last all day. Seems my love is up, left you with no warning. Not always gonna be this gray. All things must pass. All things must pass away. Well, thank you for joining me, my friends. Check your ego at the door. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Thanks.